Mother, Mother Subhadra, they all leave the temple and travel to Gundicha temple. Right. So we know Jagannath temple is Dwaraka, whereas Gundicha temple, is a Vrindavan. So they are visiting their aunt, correct? But in Gaudiya Vaishnava, we could see something much deeper. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he explains that Jagannath is actually Krishna, who is returning to his Vrindavan. So we'll discuss this shortly, but I want to give you a small analogy. See, sometimes, children leave home for college. Parents actually miss them. Mother waits. Even every phone call matters. So similarly, Lakshmi also is waiting 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day. Still, no Jagannath. Jagannath is not replying. So this means love naturally produces eagerness. So the question for all of you, which I would like to ask you is, how many days did Lakshmi Devi wait? 5 days, right? So that's why it is called Hera Panchami. So from this Hera Panchami, what is the spiritual connection we can understand is that this pastime actually is very beautifully described by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Chaitanya Charitamrita. If you read Madhya chapter 14, where we could see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu releases this very confidential meaning of Lakshmi Devi, how she visits Gundicha with Sarup Damodar Goswami. Today we're not just hearing history, but today we're trying to enter the transcendental philosophy. So exactly, we'll understand what exactly happened in this wonderful day. So we could see that 5 days have passed. Lakshmi Devi is waiting, and the palace is nicely decorated, and the servants are worried, but still Jagannath is not returned. And finally, we see Mother Lakshmi. She says, "Prepare my palanquin immediately." And when Mother Lakshmi Devi she's leaving to Gundicha, there are a lot of mridanga, kirtan, people are playing conchal, people are holding umbrellas. There's a royal servant, a lot of flowers, because Lakshmi Devi, she's the queen of Vaikunta. Now she is beginning into a procession. Imagine that scene, thousands of devotees, there's a music, there's a decoration, there's a royal opulence, and finally she reaches the Gundicha temple. But we could see that Jagannath doesn't come outside. Only his servant appear. Now Lakshmi asks, "Where is Jagannath? Where is Jagannath?" But nobody answers. So everybody becomes nervous, But according to the ancient tradition, Lakshmi Devi actually punishes the servant, And finally, when she sees that Lord Jagannath is not coming back, she becomes so angry. Of course, it's a transcendental anger. She actually, what is a small part of Jagannath's chariot is broken, and then she returns, So the important philosophy, what we can understand here, that we must be very careful. See, the anger of Lakshmi Devi is not material anger. This is called a prema kalaha. That is a loving disagreement in the spiritual world. Even it appears like angry, but actually it is increasing the love. And that is the complete difference from our ego based on the anger of our world. We have ego. Ego means what? Ego, eject God out. So this is completely material. But the anger of Mother Lakshmi, it's actually, it's a loving disagreement because it's increasing her love. So it's one wonderful story I want to share. A small child, he tells his mother, I'm angry with you. 5 minutes, you could see the same child, he is sitting on the mother's lap, Was it hatred? Absolutely no. Actually, it increases affection. Similarly, we could see Mother Lakshmi anger is completely spiritual, right? So raise your hands. Who thinks Lakshmi was really angry? Nobody, right? Because she wasn't angry. She was expressing her transcendental love. That is what I want to bring this point here. Actually, one of the biggest question is that if Jagannath knew that Lakshmi was waiting, why didn't he simply return? Would he not come back? Of course, he could, right? But then he did not. Why? Because his heart is in Vrindavan, That is why today the festival is called, Hera Panchami festival. And that is what exactly Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is explaining, in this today's session, See, Jagannath is returning to Vrindavan. We all know this wonderful pastime, how everybody pulls the rope from Jagannath temple, which is Dwaraka, to Gundicha, which is Vrindavan. right? So why didn't Lord Jagannath simply return? Some say, he forgot. Some say, he enjoyed Gundicha too much. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he gives an astonishing answer, and if you wanted to know, the answer is that Jagannath is traveling from the main temple to Gundicha temple. Everyone can see that. But the internal meaning is that Mahaprabhu says this is not merely a journey between two temples. It is Krishna's journey from the majestic Dwarka back to his beloved Vrindavan. Now, ask everyone, where was Krishna happiest? Krishna was happy where? Mathura, Dwaraka, Vrindavan. Everyone knows what Vrindavan exactly. So the scriptural reference what I want to give you here is Srila Prabhupada repeatedly explains that Vrindavana is Krishna's eternal home because it is a place of his most intimate loving exchange. So Krishna himself declares in the 10th canto that he can be never repay the love of Vraja Gopis, right? We all know Krishna is to steal butter, right? Of course, he can steal butter in our house also. He will not. Why? Because our butter is like a stone, but the butter that is there in the Gopi's heart, so soft that Krishna wants to steal. So this is showing the unparalleled nature of a Vrindavan Prema. You can say Krishna may be worshipped everywhere, but he gives his heart only in Vrindavan. So what I meant to say here that Jagannath sees even the Yamuna, he remembers Mother Yashoda, he remembers Nanda Maharaj, he remembers the flute, the calves. He's always remembering, Vrindavan, Govardhan Hill, the covered boys. So most of all, Srimati Radharani. So at that moment, he forgets everything else except, Radharani. So what I meant to say is that what is actually this Gundicha? It's our heart. When the heart becomes clean through chanting, like Krishna, likes to stay here. He likes to stay in Vrindavan. That is why before Yatra, Mahaprabhu performed Gundicha Marjana. That is the cleansing of the temple. See, first he cleans the temple, right? And then he invites Lord Jagannath. Similarly, when we clean the heart, Krishna actually will happily reside there. So what I meant to say is that now one question will arise. What is that? If Lakshmi is goddess of fortune, why couldn't she simply accompany Jagannath into Vrindavan? This is one of the sweetest philosophy. The discussion takes place in Chaitanya Charitamrita, which we will discuss in the next slide. So here, I want to tell you that you see the slide says Aishwarya versus Madhurya, right? So this discussion takes place, between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Swarup Damodar Goswami. Mahaprabhu asked, why is Lakshmi unable to enter Vrindavan? And for that, Swarup Damodar Prabhu explains that Vrindavan operates under completely different rules. That's why there is two mood. If you see in Vaikunta, it is like like majesty. Royal. Everyone knows that, right? A lot of respect. There's a magnificent. But Vrindavan, no one thinks Krishna is God. Even Mother Yashoda ties Lord with a rope. Even the covered boys they climb on the shoulder. And even the gopis lovingly chastise Krishna, and even the cows they lick Krishna's. This one. So you could see, even the cows lick. This is called Madhurya. The chin. So see, the sweetness is so intimate that I want to tell you one small pastime which we can able to relate to this analogy. Suppose, let's say the president of India, he wants to visit our house, so how do we behave? We don't behave normal. We become a little very formal. Why? Because just imagine, somebody, your very old friend, is coming and visiting to your house. You sit together, you eat together, but there is no formality. But and of course, even the relationship becomes very sweeter, correct? But here's a difference between Aishwarya and Madhurya. When somebody big person comes, we don't behave like that, but with a lot of respect, we make all the arrangement. So Prabhupada is telling in the Krishna book also that Krishna is Supreme Lord. Yet in Vrindavan, he willingly becomes a subordinate to the love of his devotees. So Mother Yashoda, she binds with the rope. That's out of love. And even the covered boys, they play with him with a lot of respect, But what I meant to say, the sweetness of Vrindavan is so amazing that no, they don't say Krishna is supreme God, Whereas in Vaikuntha, oh, Krishna is a supreme Lord, a lot of respect. So I meant to say that if Krishna came today in our heart, would you first offer him a throne, or would you lovingly feed him? Of course, some people will say, we'll feed him. Some people will say, we will give respect. See, but in Vrindavan, what did they teach? Love is beyond formality. That's why actually Krishna appreciates worship. God appreciates worship, but he conquers by love. That's what it is said, na, that God is conquered by love. Now, let us know. I'll tell you in three simple stories from where we can able to understand this today's class. I know this little bit because the topic itself is so amazing. Hera Panchami. I'm just trying whatever best way to understand the conclusion of today's class. Actually, see, if a businessman, he enters, he earns a lot of money, crores of money. He has a luxurious apartment, and he has a foreign cover car. He has a, yeah, I'm going to say he has an international lifestyle. So one day, let's say, his elderly mother gives a call. My son, haven't seen you for 6 months. Come, immediately, he books a ticket. He reaches home, and mother is serving simple rice, dal, pickle. And he says, "This is the best meal ever eaten." Why? Because loving exchange. See, actually, though he's a very rich guy, but when he comes back to home, things are different because love changes everything. Similarly, even Jagannath, when he leaves that royal opulence, he releases the love of Vrindavan. So that is one thing I want to share, the homecoming, Second is that the true treasure, See, a child receives an expensive toy. 5 minutes later, when grandmother arrives, he throws away all the toy away and runs into her lap. What is more valuable, the toy or the relation? Everyone knows it's relation exactly. So love is stronger than the wealth. What I mean to say, of course, finally we wanted to discuss about the divine simplicity. See, a devotee once asked, Prabhu, I don't have much money to serve Krishna. The senior devotee smiled. Krishna already owns all the money. He's a controller, he's a proprietor, he is a well-wisher, and he is waiting for something he doesn't already possess. What is that? Your love, So we can remember this, that Krishna is not impressed by the size of a donation, nor by the size of our house, nor by our post position, but he looks only one thing. What is that? Our sincerity. Because sincerity is one of the highest qualification in bhakti. That's why even when we read Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, verse 26, it says, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam. Even a leaf, a water, a fruit, a flower, if it's offered with the devotion, Krishna accepts it, not because it's a material value, but because it's a love behind the offering. So that's what I want to know, that if Lord Jagannath entered your home tonight, what would make him stay? Is it your good furniture? Is it your good bank balance? Or is it, the chanting of the Lord's holy name? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Yeah, the answer is chanting. Because see, Lakshmi Devi is eternally the goddess of fortune. We all know she is never an ordinary, and she is never rejected by the Lord. Yet, the Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharya explains that the sweetness is Madhurya Rasa of Vrindavan when it is entered only through following the mood of residence of Braja. That's why there should not be a question of why Lakshmi Devi is great. The question is not that her greatness. It is the revelation of how extraordinarily intimate Vrindavan Prema is. So here, Lakshmi Devi, she is representing what? Vaikuntha Bhav, whereas Radharani, it is a Vrindavan Bhav, right? That's what I wanted to tell you. So we could see some of the lessons what we can learn from today's class, Hera Panchami. So far, what we've understood the story, that we have understood the philosophy also. Now, what difference should Hera Panchami make us in our life from tomorrow morning? If the festival only entertain us, we have missed something very important purpose, because festival is meant to transform our consciousness. correct? So we could see in the lesson 1, of course, I have mentioned 4, 5. I'll just see if it's possible to share one point. In lesson 1, we can see Krishna looks at the heart, you know, Patram Pushpam Palam Toyam Yome Bhakti Prayachate. Krishna never says, offer me a costly, feast. He says, offer with bhakti. So the ingredients is not important. The devotion is important, right? So in the second lesson, which is, simplicity attracts the Lord. Actually, we know that past time, right? Sudama Vipra, he carried only chipped rice, material insignificant, spiritual priceless. Why? Because it was filled with love. So Jagannath is looking for that same love, right? So that is what I wanted to say, that Krishna looks at our heart. When it comes to simplicity that attracts a lot, what is that? Where did Krishna laugh more? In Dwarka Palace or in stealing butter in Vrindavan? We all know stealing butter, because actually you see, Krishna lived a very simple life in Vrindavan. There was a lot of deep affection, and that is Vrindavan, right? And then we have waiting increases devotion. That's a third lesson what we can learn, that I have been chanting for years, but we have this question, why isn't Krishna answering? So Lakshmi waited, the Vrajagopis waited, waiting is not a punishment actually. Waiting, deepens longing, and that longing deepens love. So one question which I want to ask everybody is that you can put a word in the chat, what is one quality that you want to offer Jagannath this week? Is it humility, patience, gratitude, sincerity? So you can just think about this. So we all know, it is humility. Of course everything is important: humility, patience, gratitude, sincerity. Amazing. So the next question is, how can we exactly cultivate the mood of Vrindavan in everyday life, because that is very important, right? So we know that I'm sure many of you have also been to Vrindavan. I'm seeing some devotees are also planning to go to Vrindavan. Vrindavan can come into our heart. Srila Prabhupada says, Srila Prabhupada created temples all over the world. So devotees could experience the mood of Vrindavan everywhere they are. Now, devotees are staying in Pakistan, that's also Vrindavan. Devotees are staying in Coimbatore, that's also Vrindavan. Devotees are staying in Bangalore, that's also Vrindavan. Devotees are staying in Mauritius, that's also Vrindavan. So actually, there are 5 steps which we can consider, some practical steps which can make us Vrindavan. First is chant with attention. So we should not just count the rounds. We should see how can I meet Krishna. Every beat is a conversation. It's not a competition. I'll repeat this. We should not just count the rounds. Okay, mera tola mala ho gaya. No, we have to try to meet Krishna. How it's possible. Like every round is very important for us. And every beat is a conversation and not a competition. Ki mera mala ho gaya. No. Second thing is, read Srila Prabhupada books. Actually, I remember in one of the lecture I heard one devotee was saying that in a temple, I can promise you in front of deities that if somebody is not reading Prabhupada books but is doing a lot of services, he will not sustain. That means he is emphasizing that we should read Prabhupada books, even one verse, even 10 minutes. And we're very fortunate for the eTemple, especially Sham Sundar Prabhu, who has taken this initiative of every day, we're reciting, Bhagavatam, with chanting. This is such an amazing, actually. That's what, we should try to make this attempt, read daily, even one verse, even for 10 minutes, because Srimad Bhagavatam keeps Vrindavan alive in our heart, right? And of course, offer food with love, just don't cook mechanically. Think, I'm cooking for Jagannath, even a simple khichdi offered with love becomes transcendental. I understand, when I came to initially, I don't know how much philosophy it went to my head, nothing was going. But this prasadam, it got digested, and that gave me Krishna consciousness. That's what prasad, Prabhu ka sakshat darshan is prasad. And one of the name of Jagannath is Anna Brahma. Right? So we're very fortunate, that we got this prasadam, and Jagannath is famous for that. And of course, we have to serve devotees also. Srila Prabhupada often remind us, serving devotees actually pleases Krishna. If Jagannath loves his devotees, shouldn't we? Right? And then, of course, we have a practical gratitude. Every night we should ask this question: what mercy did Jagannath give me today? Because actually this gratitude, it attracts the grace. It attracts the grace. So the practical challenge we can take for the next few days, that you can choose any one of these five practices. Don't try all the five. At least try one or two. Try to master that. Then I'm sure transformation happens through consistency. So if we can do the same thing again and again, then it is possible. And of course, some of the six gems, takeaways of today's session. I like to say that Hera means to see, but spiritually, and Jagannath is also searching for us. And Pancham means the fifth day, that is patience, love waits. And of course, we have uh, Lakshmi search for Jagannath. The question is, are we searching for him or only for his blessings? And the fourth is Jagannath longs for Vrindavan. Was God, Krishna. Because we know there's a verse in Bhagavad Gita, Man mana bhagavato madhya jamam namaskaro. Lord wants our heart. And of course, sixth is pure devotion. Pure devotion is life's greatest wealth. Money comes and goes, it remains here. Position also remains here. Only bhakti, it accompanies the soul. So just imagine tonight, Jagannath knocks at our door. He asks, may I stay in your heart? Would your heart be ready? And that is Hera Panchami. So I want to conclude today's this topic, what I'm discussing today. That Jagannath comes out on Ratha Yatra. Why? He doesn't need a kind of exercise that we go for walking. He isn't going sightseeing. He's coming searching for the lost souls, searching for us. And that is the beautiful connection we can connect. Because today we could see Lakshmi Devi, she searched for Jagannath, but every day Jagannath is searching for our heart. Will we open the door? And that is today's meditation. So we can all have this prayer. That we can all try to fold our hands, praise and pray to the Lord. Okay, my dear Lord Jagannath, thank you, for coming out, of your temple to search for me. Please remove the dust of pride, envy, selfishness, laziness from my heart. Make my heart, another Gundicha temple. Let my chanting become very attentive. Let my service become, humble. Let my relationship become filled with compassion. And one day, please allow me, my Lord, to develop even a tiny drop of love, that the residents of Vrindavan have for you. Let my life becomes an offering at your lotus feet, Krishna. We can pray to Krishna. Even if you don't know to pray Krishna, we can just chant the Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So the question may come, why didn't Lord Jagannath take Lakshmi Devi to Vrindavan? Actually, Lakshmi Devi is eternally glorious and the goddess of fortune. The Gaudiya Acharyas explain that Gundicha represents Vrindavan, as I discussed before, but where the mood is spontaneous, it's like, Raganuga, intimate love, Madhurya. Lakshmi embodies the, Aishwarya, Vaikunta. Whereas here, Hera Panchami highlights the unique sweetness of Vrindavan Prema, not an deficiency of Lakshmi Devi. That's very important to know. Okay. Then, how can we bring the mood of Vrindavan into our life? That's a question you should ask by practicing simple, heartfelt bhakti every day, being very sincere, because that attracts Krishna. Of course, chanting attentively, hearing Srila Prabhupada books, and serving Vaishnavas, and offering our food with love, and remembering that Krishna values everything, because sincerity over external grandeur. If you're very sincere, Krishna will immediately accept it. So we should know this now, that Lakshmi Devi went searching for Jagannath, and Jagannath came searching for Vrindavan. And today, through this festival, Jagannath is searching for a place in our heart. And the only question is, are we ready to welcome him? That should be a question. So today, we have discussed the Hera Panchami pastime from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhila chapter 14 and 15, especially the conversation between Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Swarup Damodar Goswami about Hera Panchami. Actually, if you read this chapter, it provides a theological foundation for the festival, and it adds a depth and authenticity to our presentation. So I'm very grateful. You're all giving this much of time. But what I wanted to conclude, in today's session is that like a, I would say, a take-home message. Hira Panchami teaches us that Lord is not attracted by wealth, prestige, scholarship, or any kind of external grandeur. He is conquered only by pure, simple, and selfless love. So Lakshmi Devi searched for Jagannath, and Jagannath searched for Vrindavan. And today, Jagannath is searching for a place in our heart. So if we clean our heart through chanting, hearing, and being humble, humble attitude, then our heart becomes like another Gundicha temple where Lord joyfully resides. Now, I just want to add some more extra points. I'll just take another 5-10 minutes. See why this festival is special, because Jagannath is very special. Because if you see, if you read Srimad Bhagavatam 11th canto, it mentions that Lord actually manifests in 8 different ways. 8 different substance. One is wood, stone, metal, mud, sand, painting, jewel, and what is one more thing? Mind. Yes. If you are thinking of Krishna through this beautiful form, Lord does manifest in your mind. So generally, we do Abhishek of Utsav deity. Do you all know the Utsav deity of Lord Jagannath is not Nil Madhav? It is Madan Mohan actually. And Lord Jagannath is in the mood of separation. Of course, we all know the daily bathing of Jagannath, of Lord Jagannath, happens in the Abhishek happens in the Jagannath temple. But how it happens? Through keeping a mirror in the front. I would say reflection of the mirror. But once in a year, on the Chesta Purnima Tithi, Lord Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra Maharani, and the Utsav Deity, that's Madan Mohan, are bathed physically. And that special day is called Happy Birthday. That is Snana Yatra. Exactly. Just like we all invite someone to our house, keep the house clean. Similarly, when Lord is coming to our house, to our hearts, we should clean the place. And the process of cleaning our heart is mind is kept. I'm going to say mind is I'm going to say kept clean in our heart, so that becomes Gundija Margina, because cleanliness is next to godliness, right? So devotees pull the rope with love when Lord comes out from Garbhagudi, the place called Gundicha temple. But Lord stays in Gundicha temple for how many days? For 8 days. And today is a 5th day, right? It's called Hera Panchami. So before Ratha Yatra, they clean the Gundicha temple so that the Lord can stay in a clean place. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, he used to do this cleaning of Gundicha temple. I'm sure recently we also had spoken on Gundicha temple also. So later we all know Indradumna Sarovar. I'm sure many of you have been to Vrindavan, Jagannath Puri, and Mathura. I'm sure there are some devotees who are actually, residents of Orissa. They know much better than me. So because they're all residents of Jagannath Puri. So we know how after uh, after this Gundicha festival, we all go take bath in the Indraduna Sarovar and take prasad. So Srila Prabhupada also says that if someone cleanse temple, they're actually cleaning their heart and their mind. So it's very important that we have to develop this. And lastly, I want to conclude with just 2-3 points. Actually Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to this planet because of Advaita Acharya, right? So similarly, Lord Jagannath, Jagatkanath, Akilanda Koti Brahmanda Nayaka, he came because of 4 people. Who are they? One is because of Narada Muni, one is because of Brahmaji, one is because of Parvati Devi, and one is because of Indradumna Maharaj, right? And also because since we are all celebrating wonderful pastimes of Jagannath Yatra Mahotsav, I was thinking, I just want to share the wonderful mystery about the kirtan that happens. It is said that during the Lord Jagannath Yatra, especially in Jagannath Puri, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu organized 7 kirtan groups. It's called Sapta Kirtana Samuha, where they perform a very ecstatic Sankirtana before Lord Jagannath's chariot. So each group, there are 7 groups, right? Each group has one principal kirtan leader. There's one kirtan leader, there are two mridanga players, and there are four kartal players, and there are two large chanj, big kartals. So, and there are many, of course, there are many singers and dancers also. So you could see there's a combined sound of 7 groups created on this earth, the shaking vibration. Of course, no mic, nothing required, because it is described as a Garjana Vajra, thunderous roar of the holy name that is filled with the entire atmosphere. And just to make it very short, I told about there are 7 Kirtan groups, right? So in 7 Kirtan groups were 7 leaders. The first one was Advaita Acharya, who should lead the Kirtan group. Second is Nityananda Prabhu, who is the second Kirtan. He's a lead singer, okay. And third is we have Haridas Thakur. And fourth is Vakreshwar Pandit. Yesterday was his disappearance day. Who's one of the incarnation of Tunga Vidya. We go to Mayapur, we have Ashtasaki, right? So one of the Ashtasaki is Tunga Vidya, and that is Vakreshwar Pandit. And he's famous for what? So for dancing for 3 days, that is 72 hours. So the fourth group was Vakreshwar Pandit, who was taking the lead, and the fifth group was Shivas Pandit, and sixth is Raghav Pandit. Of course, Raghav Pandit also in the Krishna Lila is called Tanishta Gopi. And of course, seventh we have the Gadhadhar Pandit, who is the seventh. There are 7 great lead singers, and amazing miracle that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he's Krishna himself, we all know. Although there are 7 different Kirtan groups, Mahaprabhu simultaneously expanded himself and personally danced in all the 7 groups at the same time. Everyone felt, oh, Mahaprabhu is only dancing in my group, but no one realized that, he is expanded. He was simultaneously dancing with all the, other 6 groups. Only few exalted devotees could understand that this is an amazing pastime. So this is also beautifully explained in a Chaitanya Charitamrita, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not just a person like us, he's a supreme personality of Godhead. Of course, there's a lot of things to share, just the time is a constraint, and how we could see when Mahaprabhu is dancing in all 7 groups, devotees are trying to protect the Lord while dancing. As Mahaprabhu used to dance in ecstasy, thousands of devotees have gathered around him. Just imagine, static kirtan is going on so intense, and Mahaprabhu is like, he jumps so high in the air, and again he loses his consciousness, he falls on the ground, sometimes he collapses into the arms of devotees. So to protect him, there was a massive crowd. And I'm sure you all know Harichand is one of the minister of the king, Pratap Rudra. So he was also given on service, and Harichand's service was that, to do the crowd management, and of course, like security, making sure that, that Mahaprabhu is very safe. So once what happened, as I told you, there are 7 groups. One of the group was Srivas Pandit, the lead singer. So in that group, Mahaprabhu was to dance and fall in the hands of Srivas. And as a Harichand's duty was to make sure, to prevent people, from pushing into the areas where Mahaprabhu was dancing. So suddenly what happened, 2 times this happened, and Srivas Pandit saw that why this somebody is pushing me. He saw this Harichan. He just turned back and just gave him a tight slap on him, And then Srivas Pandit, after giving a tight slap, again he was continued doing service to the Lord. And this Harichan became very upset because he thought he doesn't know who am I. Who am I? I am the minister of the king, Pratap Rudra. So he thought maybe I should go and give a complaint to Pratap Rudra. So when he gave a complaint to Pratap Rudra, saying that, you see, I'm your, minister, king's minister, who's Harichan, and he's been slapped by this one person called Srivas Pandit. So he's going as a complaint because he was very upset. But what happened? The moment he was complaining this to King Pratap Rudra, the Srivas Pandit slapped me, and I was just simply performing my duty, and the king's response was completely outstanding. I mean, to say extraordinary. Instead of becoming very angry, King Pratap Rudra smiled and said, hey, amazing Haribol, you are so fortunate, for the last 2 years, I've been praying for the mercy of Lord Chaitanya and his devotees, but I have not received the mercy, but you have received the mercy. You have been received the touch of a pure devotee, and you have been blessed by Srivas Pandit. So rather than feeling insulted, you should consider yourself that you're extremely very fortunate, because when he was saying like this, the king saw the slap not as an insult but as a mercy, and this gave a big transformation in the heart of Harichan. And later on, we know the same Harichan, he developed a deep respect for the devotees and gradually became one of the sincere and exalted Vaishnava. So glorious, right? So the greatest treasure in spiritual life is not position, power, or prestige. It is the mercy of Lord and his pure devotees. By sincerely practicing in this age of Kali Yuga, Sankirtana, and serving the Vaishnavas with a humility, one can attain the highest perfection of life. So there's so much to speak. I want to take a stop, but I'm really very fortunate for all of you for giving me this opportunity to speak. Whatever in small way. And I'm just a kid. I just born in Bhakti recently. I'm not a, a big person, but I'm very, very grateful, that you all gave an opportunity to speak about today's pastime, Hera Panchami. And also I try to speak about Vakreshwar Pandit Prabhu, because yesterday was his auspicious disappearance day. So we can also pray to Sri Vakreshwar Pandit for his blessings, to chant the holy names with sincerity, humility, and devotion. And may his example inspire us and make Sankirtana the very heartbeat of our life, so that, like him, we may also one day become completely absorbed in loving service of Shri Radha Kunja Bihari, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because to dance for 72 hours whenever for 3 days, and Mahaprabhu used to always be very pleased by him. So this is what I wanted to share. And thank you so much for all of you for giving me this opportunity. I did not know what I spoke, but I am very grateful to all of you. So now we can take up some questions, or if we have any announcement, we can go ahead. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Shantini Mataji. I don't have words to thank Mahatma Prabhu, so can you continue? And certain new congregation members are also there.
Hare
Please
Krishna.
welcome them.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Yes, we have, I think it's a guest of Gayatri Nair Mataji is a guest invited by Mahatma Prabhu, I think so. Hare Krishna Mataji, if you want to share anything, how did you like this class? You can share, Mataji. Harini Devi Dasi Mataji, you are welcome in our group.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, thank you very much for this wonderful class. Actually, I never knew about Hera Panchami. I only knew about Rath Yatra. So thank you for, sharing the link and giving me this opportunity to attend this wonderful class. I'm really blessed and fortunate. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you to all the devotees.
Actually, Mataji, she is the disciple of Jayapatika Maharaj. She's a very senior disciple, and she is also a teacher for value education kids. She does a lot of classes for the education, and she's a Microsoft employee. She's still working. She also has a son, who's a grown-up kid who is now in Pune working. So she had a very busy schedule, and still, morning and evening, she gives time for the children's for value education classes. So I had requested that why don't you join this wonderful classes which happens in the morning, and she has welcomely allowed us to be a part of this. So we also want to thank her by once chanting Hare Krishna mantra to her. Okay, her name is Gokula Vallavi Devidasi. So we'll thank her also by chanting once Hare Krishna Maha Mantra for joining this. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Thank you so much. Hare Bol.
Thank you, Gokuladasa Mataji. And Mataji, even I'm under Guru Maharaj, Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj. So I'm very pleased and good to know you. Thank you so much for joining. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
I can see there is one Mataji was there. Harini Devidasi Mataji. Mataji, Hare Krishna, I would like to share any realization. You're most welcome, Mataji. In the meantime, I would like to thank Mahatma Prabhu. Thank you for this beautiful class, Prabhuji. Ever grateful to you. It was very enlightening, Prabhuji. And you have shared in such a beautiful way. I believe all the devotees will definitely have the same feeling that, all your points are so like, it was very easy to understand the way you made it clear. And in the meantime, as few devotees were not very much aware about this Hera Panchami festival, so they could understand it very easily. And for me, I'm ever grateful because I'm always ready to hear any pastime of Jagannath Mahaprabhu. So I really loved it, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Thank you. I hope we will get enough opportunity to hear from you, Prabhuji. Thank you. That would be all, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, I have two realization. One is Jagannath has 7 Kirtaniya Mandal, which perform live Kirtan before the chariot of Jagannath. And I heard and I was very much attracted by that Kirtan. It has no singing, it has only music by the drummers, by the mudanga, by the jhanj, by the kartal. Or in a particular type of rhythm, they perform before the Jagannath chariot. I like it very much, Prabhuji, and I have very much feeling that I perform it before Jagannath of my town, if Jagannath give me mercy. And one thing, when I chant, I should try to, I should think to meet Krishna when I will meet Krishna. So my chanting will be more attentive and more dedicated towards Krishna. So I like it very much. एंड हीरा पंचमी का तो हम कह नहीं सकते, हम तो जानते ही नहीं थे कि इस प्रकार की कोई महोत्सव भी है वहां पर। तो धन्यवाद प्रभु जी, आपने हमें बताया। विनित्रा माता जी भी बहुत दिनों बाद जगन्नाथ जी की शरण में जाकर फिर वापस आए हैं। मैं विनित्रा माता जी से भी रिक्वेस्ट करता हूँ, विनित्रा माता जी आपका कैसा एक्सपीरियंस रहा? आप जगन्नाथपुरी जाकर आए हैं, जगन्नाथ जी का रथ देख कर आए हैं, सब कैसा रहा माता जी?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Danvat Pranams. Thank you all dear devotees. Thank you Mahatma Prabhuji, especially for explaining today the Hera Panchami. It was very, very blissful to hear you, and all the slides and everything which you presented was, as Sayantari Mataji said, very easy to understand, and it was very blissful. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Like Prabhuji said, we just returned yesterday from after attending Jagannath Ji's Rath Yatra from Puri. We are really very blessed to see. No words to describe, Prabhu. So when we saw the Rath, it was a very massive crowd of devotees, Prabhu. When we entered, I never thought I could be able to enter the crowd. But seeing the Rath at a distance, we were just pulled towards the Rath. We just entered into the crowd saying Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath. We just went near the Rath. It was very blissful. Really, I feel very fortunate and blessed, and thank you to Shyam Chandra Prabhuji for giving this platform to understand this Rath Yatra festival. Even before this, maybe 7-8 years back, we have visited Puri, but the state of mind was very different. Now we know that what is Rath Yatra, what is the pastime of Jagannath. So it is really yes, Prabhuji. Mahatma Prabhu writes Ratecha Vamam. Sorry, Prabhu, I'm not able to read it properly.
It just says Ratecha Vamanam Drishtva Punarjanma na Vidyate. Simply by seeing the Lord Jagannath on the chariot, one attains liberation. So we are confirmed among our Zoom, one person is liberated. That is you, because you were so blessed, that you had a chance to pull the Rath of the Lord, from Dwaraka to Vrindavan. And I think I felt the purpose of my class was fulfilled because you are the witness for that, So please pray for us that we also can get a drop of devotion like you, because you made it actually, because we heard it is like 25,000 lakhs people have come, such a massive crowd. So people actually get scared to go because of crowd stampede and all these things. But still, you had such a strong determination that you went and you met Krishna face to face, and you made a big, difference. We're very greatly, grateful to you. Hari Bol.
Hari Hari, Prabhuji, I am very, very fallen. I am very small devotee. So it's all Krishna's blessing, his mercy, Jagannath's mercy. He's so merciful that he makes people like us also to meet him. So actually, we went once and midnight, 12:30 we went because we were not able to go very near to Jagannath. So we thought once again we'll go. Night 12:30, midnight, 1 o'clock we went. Still, it was so crowded. It wasn't like midnight. So once again, around 2 o'clock, we went near the chariots and had a very nice darshan. And again, the next day, when the chariots were near to Gundicha Mandir, all the three chariots together, Jagannath, Balabhadraji, and Subhadraji. So we were there near the Gundicha Mandir, and we were throughout reciting Jagannath Pranam Mantra, which we recited today. So we knew nothing how to pray. It's all taught by Shyam Chandra Prabhuji. So we were repeatedly reciting this Jagannath Pranam Mantra. Mantra. Balabhadra Subhadrabhyam Jagannathaye Te Namah. This we were repeating, saying Jagannathji. Nothing else was in our mind. So it felt so blissful. And it was raining throughout, it was like mercy pouring from the clouds. Raining. We were fully drenched, but still we were so happy, Prabhuji. So no words to describe. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. Thank you.
We are seeing the Jagannath Yatra, all the three chariots in Gundicha Mandir. We forget everything. Only we are thinking of all three deities. So that moment, what we think can be attained only such a places like Jagannath Puri. So it is a blessing on us that Lord Jagannatha gave us. We all put family together. We worship with Lord Jagannatha, Subhadramai, and Baladev so nicely. It was very good. We can able to forget everything and see only the Lord Jagannath and the three chariots and the beautifully decorated chariots. See, we can't able to tell all in a verse, but we enjoyed that moment. So all that material, whatever we are learning through classes, if you want to enjoy, forget material things, you can go there and can see the Lord. You can have a blissful what that Ashirvad from this all three deities was very nice. So we enjoyed the moment. We got the blessing of Lord Jagannath. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. That was my Prabhuji speaking. Thank you for Hare Krishna. Over to you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Just wanted to add one point, because since you all visited Rath Yatra, very easy to remember, So Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra. The Jagannath Rath is called Nandi Ghosh, which had 16 wheels. And we have Balabhadra, it is called Taladwaja. It had 14 wheels. And we had Subhadra, that is Darpa Dalana, 12 wheels. So during Rath Yatra, the chariot was pulled in the traditional order. So many places we see in Los Angeles also, they have 3 Raths. Of course, some places they do 1 Rath. So you're very fortunate, Mataji, that you could see that exact way of Rath Yatra style, being pulled. Very fortunate because it's one of the joyous chariot, that you have been able to witness this. So we pray that that we also get a chance next year to go and take the darshan of Lord Jagannath like this. Hari Bol.
Over to you, Shantri Mataji.
Hare Krishna. A big Hari Bol for Vinitra Mataji and Muralidharan Prabhuji. It's always very nice to hear from. Thank you so much for sharing this picture, Mataji. Good to see you. With the Raths. Hari. Even I think few years back, Srilata Mataji, even she witnessed the same this thing. Rath Yatra, I guess, long back, I think 3 years back, right? Srilata Mataji, are you there, Mataji? Okay, she's not there.
She's not there. Last time when we went, Sri Lata Mataji was also there.
Yeah, she said it to me. That is, I'm going. So that's why. Mataji, now that they don't allow to, go and you can visit on the, like, they don't allow to climb up the Rath, no?
No, no,
Only, no,
not
no.
near the Rath. There is a very big security throughout. So we can just go near the Rath, not even touch it. So it is
Yeah, because why I'm saying is, Mataji, because even my sister is also very, like she's very fond of Jagannath, not a big devotee, I should say, but she's also very fond of Jagannath. So that's why that time when she went, it is 8, 9 years, yeah, 8, 9 years back. So she could go. And she went, like she was guided by some ISKCON Prabhuji. I could not, recollect his name, and she could go and climb up. So, why I'm saying is because maybe I'll try to locate that if I can get, then I will surely, because they do allow, but there are some norms, like kind of. So, if you can go, Mataji, you can give a hug to Jagannath.
Yes.
My sister, all her family members, her in-laws, they could, but it was raining heavily. It was full of water that year, same year. And but she could. She always remembers that. And now, though she's not staying here in India, but that is a very big, opportunity which she has got. She could visit and she could enter, because she said only in Jagannath Rath there is a huge crowd. Otherwise, other Raths are not so crowded. So you can go and you can take darshan. Then they gave some flowers and all. So, but I think nowadays, due to security concern, they are not allowing. I think so. But hopefully, Mataji, we because when this is allowed, because earlier I was not aware of this thing that one can go uh, to, up to climb up to the Rath. But when I came to know, so maybe I'll just see, and because I know few Daitapatis, so if I get chance, because maybe this year also my husband was saying that you should go, and he was very keen to, but I could not manage. There are other things. So I'll definitely let you all know. And if you all can join, because if maybe coming year, if I go, I'll be there for 15, 20 days. So hopefully you guys can, and all of you can come up and join if you are willing to. Because those who are staying in India, they can always come and join.
very well.
Haribol. So whoever has not been to, they can surely come. Mataji, and you are also most welcome, Mataji, because that will be your third time. So 3 times is very auspicious, Mataji. You should come also.
It was all Jagannath's mercy, Mataji. It was, we never planned long back and all. Just 1 or 2 days before, we just thought, let us try. And even tickets were not there. We had lot of.
I understand.
Mataji, we lost our mobile phones, me and my Mataji, both of our phones were. We felt as if everything was lost.
Yeah, that is there. That is there, yeah.
So I thought, I interpreted like Jagannath wants us to give us this material things, material attachments. So nothing was there. When the phone is lost, no, you feel like everything.
Yeah, right. I understand, Mataji. Because everything is there in our phone nowadays. So, and that is also, you're saying both the phones. So then that's a big challenge.
Okay.
Because everything, banking, everything is there from our phone only we do. So it is a very big challenge.
So many things to learn, Mataji.
Yeah. But hope everything is all right, Mataji, now. There's no, like,
So
you can.
that took time, but still okay. It's,
Okay.
thank you, Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
I pray for everyone that everybody has that opportunity to see Jagannath on the Rath. Yes, Mataji, as you said, next year maybe if you can, we can plan. Everybody can go. Hare Krishna.
And if any magic happens in India and Shamachandra Prabhuji should come and join us. I'm always praying, Mataji, that when we will have this opportunity, that he should get a chance to come. Because I have not done this Govardhan Parikrama. though I'm staying so near to Vrindavan, Govardhan, but I was just waiting for, as you know, we planned long back and that we will do once. So when Prabhuji comes here in India, but hopefully we'll get this chance in our life. Because everybody says from my congregation that Mataji, ek baar aap kar lo, you should go do it. Govardhan Parikrama is very important. But I said, I have just promised to myself that, my mentor, he should come and I will be doing it with, we have a very small group. But let's see. So again, my prayers to Jagannath, Lord Jagannath, and to, all the paraphernalia of Lord that we should get this chance. Prabhu should come over to India. Then this situation should take place. That is the thing. Hare Krishna. Do we have any other devotee? Rakshini Mataji, you want to say something, Mataji? If you are free, Mataji. I know you have your office.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, pranam to everyone. Prabhuji, I am so thankful to you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Mahatma Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji, for empowering me. Because it was you who gave an opportunity through this.
No, Prabhu. Actually, Mataji, I have to say that Mahatma Prabhu is very happy to take class 2 days a week. So we want to thank Mahatma Prabhu.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Even as I said, Mataji, Rakshini Mataji, this thing that I was just looking for one day, I was just talking to our congregation member that we are planning to call senior devotees that from whom we can enlighten ourselves, we can purify from ourselves from the lectures. But thank you for for coming forward and giving us this opportunity.
Mataji, actually yesterday Rath Yatra Prabhu had attended, so he was main in Kirtan. Still, he said, okay, I will take class today, no problem. So I'm very thankful to Prabhu.
So Prabhuji, you do Kirtan also, Prabhuji? Can we get a chance to hear from you, Prabhuji, if you wish to?
Yeah, definitely, Mataji. Yeah, I'm also a kirtanier. I play harmonium, mridanga, kartal, singing, all the things I do. So it's all blessings of my superiors who have trained me. So yeah, I do that.
So please give us chance, Prabhuji, to hear from you also.
So very soon when Shyam Sundar Prabhu would come from Pakistan, so we'll all plan and then we'll do a yatra. Maybe if you can let us know when is he coming. Then I think since you also have a desire to go to Parikrama, and recently our Gokula Devi Mataji, she's from Microsoft. She is conducting yatras every year. She loves yatras and she's taking a lot of students and congregations to Vrindavan. So if we can plan next time when Prabhuji is coming, I think we can do everything there. Kirtan, class, drama, realization, all of together. It's going to be really mesmerizing. So let's wait for the day to come soon. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Need to learn lot many of things from you. Only we will be able to. Hare Krishna. So any devotee would like to do any kirtan today? It is already 9:14, or else we will just conclude the session. अभय प्रिया माता जी, रियलमी अभय प्रिया माता जी, आपको कुछ कहना है? यू वांट टू शेयर एनीथिंग, माता जी कुछ कहना चाहती हैं?
हरे कृष्ण माता जी।
हरे कृष्ण माता जी।
मैं सभी को दंडवत प्रणाम करना चाहती हूँ और मैं 4 दिन से रथ यात्रा अटेंड कर रही हूँ और बहुत थकी हुई हूँ। हरे कृष्ण माता जी।
हरे कृष्ण, हरे कृष्ण। स्वस्थ रहिए। हरे कृष्ण। So let's conclude our today's session by offering Vaishnava Pranam Mantra. Umesh Prabhuji, please continue, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. If you are free, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, श्री श्री राधा कुंज बिहारी भगवान की जय, श्री गौर निताई की जय, आप सभी भक्तवृंद की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, जगन्नाथ बलभद्र सुभद्रा महारानी की जय। हरि बोल। तो कल हम सेम समय पे सेम प्लेटफॉर्म पे वापस मिलेंगे। तब तक के लिए कीप स्माइलिंग। हरे कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्ण, हरि का नाम लेते रहिए। हरे कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्ण।
हरे